The transition from accumulation to decumulation is by far and away the hardest thing to grasp as you're considering retiring. I can't tell you how many people I talk to. Come on. There he is. There he is. He wants to say hello. I can't tell you how many people I talk to who say, I just got home with a guy today, as a matter of fact. Wonderful group, husband and wife, out here in Georgia. Worked their whole lives saving, putting money aside, saving, watching that nut just grow and grow and grow. Every single day for 40 odd years. And I guarantee you a lot of you are just like that. Now, all of a sudden, just like that, that stops. And as such, instead of watching that portfolio grow, it's going to level off because they're no longer contributing to it. Now, the market might change, I grant you, but they're going to start pulling money from it. Their whole lives have been built around growth, get that puppy bigger, get it bigger, bigger. And now it's going to start losing value. Look, I was there. When I was 47, I quit my crappy old job with USAA. I took $100,000 out, $130,000 because I had to pay $30,000 in taxes and a penalty. And I had accumulated more than I'd ever seen in my life in my 401k. It just felt satisfactory saying I got this amount of money in there. It was fantastic. I mean, it was like $600,000 or something like that. I can't remember. It was great. I said, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, not only am I not contributing, but I knocked it down by quarter, 20 to 25% or something like that. That's tough. Never forget, I was talking to a guy, one of my good friends, so I'm still friends with. He likes the Minnesota Vikings. Fran Tarkenton. Anyway, I was talking to him, and he said he had finally achieved his goal of $1 million in his 401k. He said, I finally did it. And then a couple weeks later, he went through the divorce, and his wife got half. So he's back at $500,000. I'll never forget talking. We were driving to doing a seminar meeting a client in Augusta, Georgia. It was probably 10 years ago, something like that. Not probably 8 years ago. Never forget that. Good guy. And that's, you save all your life to get that 7 figures, to get that 500,000, whatever it is, get that 6 figures, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What matters is what matters to you. And you get there, and now you're like, this other guy I talked to just yesterday. He's like, man, it's going to be hard for that money to go below $1 million. Regular working class people, it's freaking just fantastic. Salt of the earth, the people you love as neighbors. He goes, I can't believe I got $1 million in my portfolio. I got $1 million. And if you only knew from where I come, having $1 million is insane. And I just can't. It's going to be tough to see that money going below $1 million after I just scrimped and saved my whole life to save it, to get it there. Hold on a sec. And you and I are just saving, just watching that amount just grow. And you're like, it makes you feel good, man. It makes you feel good. It's no different than when now the problem with that, of course, is a good part of that, the predominant amount of that growth is from the market. And so the market goes up, it goes up. So you put, $300,000 in over the course of your life, and now it's worth $1 million. Like, oh man, I finally hit $1 million. Well, you didn't really hit $1 million. It's the market that got you there. And the market can also take you below that too. And that's what makes the market, when you lose the money, in terms of losing it, the money goes down because of market volatility. You're like, oh man, it's painful because you're like, I finally reached this number I never thought I would. Yeah, you never thought you would because you didn't allow it to happen. I'm not making the disparaging remark here, but the market lifted that for you. And that's what put you to that threshold and now you have somehow accumulated that. And you're like, that means I didn't. No, you didn't. The market did. And if the market got you up there, the market can take you down below it too. That's the thing. So anyway, what happens here? You finally hit that nut. And you're finally, all right, I'm going to go talk to my boss and tell him I'm going to quit. That's kind of scary because, that's not a good conversation to have. Part two of that, I'm going to start pulling money from my portfolio, and not only am I pulling money from it, so I'm not adding to it. So it's leveled off. Now I'm pulling money from it. And on top of that, if the market goes south, It's a triple whammy. I'm not adding to it. I'm taking money from it, and the market could go south as well. It's a three-hit wonder. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do, which is what the beauty of the bucket retirement plan portfolio. Who's this guy, Rob Berger or something like that? Many of y'all have sent me saying, "Why? Can you explain why he doesn't like the bucket system?" Yeah, because he's rational. He says the bucket system isn't. Yeah, I don't know what he says. I watched this video and I wasn't. I mean, it's fine. I just said, yeah, I get it. From a rational perspective, you shouldn't be in the buckets. I get you. What I'm saying. You should not be in the bucket. You should be completely in Wellington, completely in Wellesley, completely in VTI, yeah, whatever it is. But human beings are not rational. That doesn't make them dumb, doesn't make them stupid. It just means your rational is different from my rational. So I might not be rational to you, but for me, I am. And so if Rob Berger, and other guys say, well, this isn't a rational way to do it, you should do it like this instead because it's more efficient, i.e. is more rational. That doesn't mean anything. That's why the bucket system works, because you have these two things here. One is in cash, and you say, this is the money I'm pulling. So because I'm no longer in accumulation, this bucket right here, which is my stocks, and this bucket right here is my cash, my stocks, my Wellington fund can go like this, up and down, up and down, and up and down. I'm not adding it to it. So it's completely contingent on the market. It's going up and down. See how, but this one right here is stable. So this is going up and down, up and down, up and down. This is stable right here, this Fort Knox. So regardless of what's happening here, this run area here is just flat. And when you're no longer having that growth because you're no longer in accumulation mode, to go from that, which you've been doing for 40 years, to all of a sudden, I got everything in a rational portfolio that's going up and down, and you're still pulling money out of it? That is scary. How do you quantify that? You can't quantify that. It's an impossibility. You can't put a number and say, well, because human beings aren't quantifiable. We have emotions. We have emotions as part of our soul, which is why the whole thing about evolution is just dumb, in my opinion. Oh my goodness, you're bashing evolution. Yeah, I am bashing evolution. Silly. And a primordial soup, our emotions come. It's just dumb, man. Come on. Keep up. That'll lose me some subscribers. Don't care. Literally, I don't care. Why do you do a YouTube channel then? Because it's fun. And there are people that do get educated from my experience of working with people in my own freaking errors, which I've made numerous amounts. Oh, yeah. Anyway, the bucket says you got this money over here, 4 years cash, and then this money, it can go up and down, but I got this money. It's strong. It's freaking Fort Knox, so I can deal with this, especially my first couple years of retirement. You've never been retired before. You've never not added money. You've always added, always added, always added. Never taken out, never taken out, never taken out. You've been doing this for years and decades. And now you're going to go say, I'm not going to do that just on a dime. I'm going to snap my finger. Now I'm just pulling the money out. That is an emotional that's a huge emotional issue. To overlook that is freaking insanity. The emotional baggage of going from there to there is tough. You can't just break it overnight. So the point about the bucket is it says, look, breathe easy. You have Fort Knox here, and then you have this other money here. But by the time we need to draw the other money, we already been 3 to 4 years in retirement. We've gone away from our accumulation mode to our decumulation mode. We've been able to adapt and overcome, as we said in the infantry. Adapt and overcome. We've been able to adapt to our new life of retirement, and we've been able to overcome the fears that go with a decumulation mode. This isn't rocket science. And of course, it can never be because it's based on emotions. And as such, there is no science when it comes to emotions. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. Everyone is made in God's image with his own unique soul. To discount that for some rational, efficient market frontier or freaking modern portfolio hypothesis, or CAPM, C-A-P-M pricing model, capital asset pricing model. It's freaking nuts. It's nuts. I don't care about all that Wall Street crap. I care about you, the individual who's created by God to live the best life he can, to freaking worship the Lord, and to pronounce his good name and how he loves everyone uniquely. Take your freaking models and go shove them in the freaking Panama Canal for all I care. Rational behavior is not human. It's inhuman. You're not a robot, and you're not rational for that guy, but you're rational for you. That's what matters. You are rational for you, and it's okay. Tell these guys to go freaking pound sand. Oh, there's a better, more efficient model if you do this. I don't give two craps. I'm going from 40 years of this. 40 years in the desert, huh? 40 years freaking, was it Jesus outside for 40 years? 40 days being tempted by the evil one? I'm going from this for 40 years to that. I can't just do that on a dime. It takes time. And by the time it settles in, I'm living off my cash. I don't care so much. You're going to care, but I don't care so much because I got this right here. I'm now settled in, and now I know what retirement is about. I know what my expenses are. I know how to deal with this. Give yourself a break. Give yourself some time. It's going to take time. Probably 2 years, man. 2 years cash. I like 4 years cash. But at the end of the day, relax. It's okay. It's a big deal. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's like buying your first house. You've never done that before. Now all of a sudden you own a house. It's like having your first child. You've never done that before. Now you're bringing home a real live living human being. You're buying your first house. You got to take care of it, man. You're getting married. All these things, you're retiring. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. You don't just freaking wake up one day and say, okay, I'm ready. Settle into it. You're going from accumulation to decumulation. It's tough. That's why the bucket works. All right, love your thoughts. Thanks, and God bless.